everybody, Mark here at WhiskyWhistle, your wise choice in independent whiskey and spirits reviews. With me, the whiskey dog Rocky, here for whiskey review number 241. This is Fuji-Sanroku from the Fuji-Gotemba Distillery, which is owned by Kirin Whiskey, the same company that makes Kirin beer. Now, let's get that poured. Rocky, go and sit down. Good boy. We'll get it poured. This was my 2017 WhiskyWhistle Whiskey of the Year for the category of NAS, non-age stated whiskey, for the budget category. This was about $20, believe it or not, $20 in Japan, 2,000 yen, and it's 50% ABV. It's also unchill-filtered. Of course, it's NAS, we don't know much about the age, but I do know that this is, I believe, 50% malt and 50% grain whiskey. And this is all made in the same complex. They've got the column stills and the pot stills in the same area. So they can make two different styles, kind of like Loch Lomond in Scotland, and also like Crown Royal in Canada. Right, now also I heard that about 10% of the malt content is 20 years old. And when I first tried this, I thought, you know, wow, what an amazing whiskey for such an amazing price. So we're going to have a look at the color of the whiskey. We'll check out the legs also. Then we'll check out the nose, the palate, and the finish before giving it a WhiskyWhistle whiskey score at the end of the review. So make sure you stick around right till then. All right, first of all, the color. So what color do you see there? I see pretty much a straight up golden hue, perhaps 24K gold roundabouts. Anyway, nice hue. Let's check out the legs now. All right, spin it around a little bit. And this review also, I'm going to attempt to do very little editing because I have a lot of things going on. In fact, I'm taking a little trip in the next couple of days. You'll find out about that very soon. Here we go. Sadly, not to Scotland. Look at those slow legs. My goodness. Look at it drizzle down. Beautiful. Now, that's partially owing to the fact that it's 50% ABV. Additionally, when you have older whiskeys with more oak influence, there seems to be a little bit more legs going on. Lovely. And I'm left with a nice edge right at the top there, a little ring around the top. Beautiful. Okay, let's get into the nosing now. The first thing that you'll notice when you smell the Fuji-Sanroku whiskey, you'll notice that it really does smell like a Japanese whiskey. Of course, it's made in Japan, but you'd think that there'd be a big amount of variety, but there's this particular sort of Japanese sort of scent that I get in every one that I've had so far. And I think that might be the Mizunara oak effect. Anyway, I should probably let you have a look, a close-up of the bottle there. Beautiful label. Nice Chinese symbols there. And I guess, well, I can read the part that says mountain. San means mountain. So Fuji-Sanroku, I don't know what that means exactly. Perhaps someone else can let me know in the comments. Anyway, and if you look closely, it says Fuji-Gotemba Distillery embossed or molded into the glass there. Okay, and it says non-chill filtered rate on the label. Can you see that? There. Okay, so I mentioned Japanese, so that particular, I think it's that wood influence from Japanese oak, which I hear is very hard to work with and it leaks a lot, not as sealant, not as watertight as American oak. Now, surely there is some American oak in here. I'm certain of it. It smells like bake shop. It smells like pastries. It smells like cooked apples. like a baked apple, cinnamon, and a little bit of ginger. Hint of nutmeg in there, so the traditional baking spices. And big vanilla. Crazy big vanilla here. All right, well, it's time to taste it. Cheers, everybody. It's very mouth coating. It doesn't come off as a young whiskey. I'd want to say that it tastes like it is around about 10 years old, maybe a bit older. There could be some younger content in here, but they've included a good amount of older whiskey. And again, that big oak influence, mainly from the, again, the Mizunara casks, I believe. There's now a tropical influence. I'm getting a bit of pineapple, maybe a hint of mango in there also. And the finish is quite long. A little bit savory also. There's also a bit of a savory note in here. Something like sweet stir-fried onions, just a hint in there. And the finish is quite dry, quite long also, lots of vanilla. It's really interesting. And I know for sure that Rocky is going to like this one. Now let's add some water first of all. One reason I know that is because when I reviewed this a couple days ago and I screwed it up with lighting, had a light malfunction. He really liked it. So we'll see if that happens again today. Hey? He's sleeping, I think. No, he's not sleeping. What are you doing? He's just hanging out there. With water added, again, still lots of baked goods, a little bit more tropical now. A little bit of that pineapple, kind of like pan-seared pineapple, where it's still very juicy inside, but you just kind of sear it on a very hot pan on all sides. The palate with water. I think I'll add just a hint more water. 50%. We can add a fair bit of water in there. It's very drinkable despite being 50%. And the presentation, interestingly, 50% ABV, unchill-filtered, reminds me of a certain Cutty Sark called Prohibition, which I still have a sample of. I may have to do a head-to-head here another day, not today. Yeah, more of the pineapple, more tropical fruits coming through. It actually smells a bit older with water added. A little bit kind of effervescent. That's that that very active oak influence. Pineapple, that little bit of savory something. And the finish again, still very dry, very long. Bit of vanilla, a little bit of these tropical fruits and cooked fruits. Very nice. Now, Rocky. Hey, Rocky, come. Come, Rocky. Oh, you. Boy, oh boy, you don't want to be disturbed, do you? Rocky, I want to see if you like this one. This is Fuji-Sanroku. What do you think? I know you liked that one before. Rocky, hey? How's it smell? Well, see, you're smelling my mouth. Okay, Let's see. What do you think of this, Rocky? See, he goes right for it. He really likes that one. Okay, Rocky, good choice. Anyway, this whiskey is so interesting. It is so juicy and tropical fruity and etc., etc., that I've given it that 2017 WhiskyWhistle Whiskey of the Year. Okay, now before we stop, I've still got about an ounce there, I'd say. We are going to make a little mini highball. I've got everything right here. I'm going to throw in some ice. Now we should usually pour the spirit over the ice so that it cools down quickly. So I'm doing it a bit in reverse, but can I get that in there? There. Okay, get that cold. Okay, you want to get the whiskey as cold as possible. Okay, and well, that's a bit of, is that fog? That's fog on the glass, condensation on the outside of the glass. That's pretty cold, I'd say then. Okay, and then we'll add some club soda or sparkling water, this one is. And, you know, a lot of Japanese whiskeys, they're really made especially for highballs. There, look at that. Can you see the bubbles? Bubbles are key. And you get a lot more fruit coming through on the nose. Isn't that amazing? And I think that you'll find that most, if not all, Japanese whiskeys really focus on very active wood, because most Japanese consumers will have it as a highball. They might have one neat, but then they'll probably do what I've done and make it into a highball. All right. Let's give it a try. Cheers, everyone. Oh, and another special cheers to Scotch Addict, the Facebook group. Hi, everybody. I've left a comment on a post on the Scotch Addict group recently about my trip coming up. Have a look at that. And if that's you, if you happen to be in Winnipeg, let me know, all right? I want to hear from you because I want to have a little get-together. Okay, cheers. Oh, just amazing as a highball. Fruity, vanilla. It's kind of like an Italian soda, but there's no sugar in here whatsoever. All right, well, hope you enjoyed that one. Now, I forgot the WhiskyWhistle Whiskey score. The WhiskyWhistle Whiskey score for Fuji-Sanroku from the Fuji-Gotemba Distillery is going to be 90 out of 100. You heard right, 90 out of 100 is the WhiskyWhistle Whiskey score for Fuji-Sanroku from Fuji-Gotemba, owned by Kirin Whiskey. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to click that click to subscribe button right over here. Get involved, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you, okay? Stay tuned for what's to come. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching WhiskyWhistle. Be sure to subscribe and don't forget to give this video a like and leave a comment down below. Be sure to stay tuned next time to join me, the host of the show, Mark, as I explore more whiskeys with you. Take care now, and we'll see you next time.